Hey, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here. February 11th, 2018, almost 10 p.m. here on the West Coast. Gonna jump in real quick with an earthquake video update here. A little bit of activity to report in the earthquake world. Most recently, a 3.1 up here in the northwest corner of California region, I guess. Well, kind of off of the Oregon coast, actually. USGS is putting this at about 234 kilometers off the coast of Oregon. You can see right here on this map right here, the interactive map that USGS has right there with the well, you got the Blanca fracture zone, the Gorda escapement, and the Juan de Fuca plate up here to the north. This star representing the epicenter of where this small earthquake took place. But this does not surprise me because we are seeing quite a bit of activity along the wrong window. Over here on the western Pacific here, we've seen a tremendous amount of activity occurring over there, most recently with a 6.0 earthquake earlier today along the western edge right here, and also a more recent 5.0 earthquake just to the west of that region as well. Some new deeper movement occurring down there near Fiji Islands region, and an older deep movement here with this pink ring raised off the globe, indicating some deep movement as well. But nonetheless, taking a look at the bigger overall picture, we can see basically a crush up of activity up there. We got a lot of movement going on the Pacific plate in this region, taking up almost pretty much half the world right here, half the globe. And still predicting, or not predicting, I guess, still anticipating some larger scale movement within the area following all these days of increased activity in this region here. I wanted to show you guys real quick the excuse me, this here is like basically a basic format of plate movement throughout the world here. You can see the North American plate up here, Pacific plate heading in this direction right here, right? So when you have, and here's the other part of the Pacific plate on this side. So you have these, the Eurasian plate, Indo-Australian plate up here, I guess. Everything colliding within this region right here, where we're seeing this large-scale activity on the western edge of the Pacific plate there. This line right here is where we're seeing most of the activity. And ultimately, when you have plate movement going in that direction, it's going to affect the plates over here as well. That's why we're seeing some activity in Northern California, or off the Oregon coast, I should say, with that 3.1 there, with some plate adjustment. Yeah, it's thousands of miles away, but ultimately this Pacific plate, when it moves over here towards the east, towards this region here, the Eurasian plate, and down through this region through Indonesia and the western Pacific Ring of Fire area, it's ultimately going to affect the plate zone and the pressure over here in this region as well. Now, is it a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Some people tend to think that any kind of release of pressure heading to the west saves California from the big one that could strike in the region, but you just never know. You can't really, listen to what too many people say when it comes to their theories, I guess. So no one really knows, but it's pretty cool little basic map of plate movements, and yeah, check it out. Actually, if you just check up on Google Google, type in plate movements, and it's actually pretty cool. There's quite a few maps if you want to learn about the plate movement here on the Earth, on this beautiful planet. Take a look at the recent California earthquake Nevada map here too. California and Nevada. A little bit of activity up here near Mount Lassen region. You got volcano Lassen Peak just south of that region there. They had a little earthquake earlier, 3.4. Excuse me, way earlier in the day. Nothing too big. But yeah, it's you can definitely see the ongoing pressure in the region there, guys. It's something to watch. Like I said, ultimately it's going to affect areas over here towards the east as well, up through California, and Oregon and whatnot. So, it's just something to watch and see. Just see what happens. It's confined. I mean, the activity is building up to something, obviously, and it's looking like it's going to be a big one when it does hit. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and see exactly what happens and what becomes of it. I did want to cover Yellowstone real quick on the activity that's occurring there. It looks like it may have calmed down a tad bit over the last couple hours, but earlier in the day, early morning, we did have some spikes of earthquakes occurring in the northwest corner of this national park up there in Yellowstone. But since then, it looks as though things are quieting down just a tad bit. Other than that, I was looking at some other stations here, and everything looks pretty calm and mellow. A little small earthquake over here in the middle of the park with this little red spike down here showing up also on the station next to it there near Borehole. You can see it right there on that map as well. Pretty quiet. So, looking at the data, live data coming in, pretty quiet. No spikes, no earthquakes coming in at the moment. Pretty mellow. That's a good thing, I guess. And space weather is looking fairly quiet as well. So, anyway, I just want to jump in and hopefully everyone's having a good Sunday night out there. Tomorrow's work day, Monday. Back to work, I guess, for some of us. And yeah, fortunately, I should say, I got a couple days off so I can enjoy the time of not having to go to work right now. But we shall keep an eye on everything out here, and we'll update you guys on any kind of relevant earthquake information if it should happen out here. Like I say, we're I don't want to get out there and fearmonger too many people. I don't want to fearmonger too much, I guess I should say. But, with the increase in pressure out there along the Western Pacific, and I think that we're going to see a much larger quake happening really soon. I know I said that last night, and we're continuing to see this buildup of pressure in the region, and it's just something to watch, something to be on guard about. I don't want to be, don't want to scare, don't want to panic anybody, but it's just something to watch in that region of the world. And that includes all the way up from Japan down here through the Philippine Islands region, and also includes Fiji Islands as well, New Zealand. All this area right here, just looking like something's building up to a much bigger magnitude. So we'll have to see. We'll play it day by day and see what happens. So, all right, guys, have a great night out there. I'll get you back to the live stream here, and thanks for checking in.